So we just got a ton of information regarding Call of Duty, both for the short term and the long term, what's going to be coming later on this year. And there's actually some big changes. I know a lot of people are probably already watching this and maybe not even clicking on the video thinking, hey, I don't really care about Call of Duty anymore. Maybe Vanguard was the last nail in the coffin. Maybe it was years ago. I don't know. But that said, there is still some really big changes coming. And it looks like the devs and just everybody in charge is looking at things from the right perspective, and they're trying to move in the right direction. And I don't know if this is from the fact that, you know, that obviously in progress acquisition with Xbox, if that has any kind of influence whatsoever, because again, that's not really solidified yet, but there's some pretty interesting stuff to see the direction they're headed in, and whether it's for the short term, like I said, for Vanguard and Warzone, you know, the current state of Warzone, or if it's for the future, which is going to be a future brand new iteration of Warzone. Yes, a brand new kind of remaking of Warzone, and of course the new Call of Duty, which there's a bunch of information regarding that. There's a lot to it. So welcome back, friends, to the channel. If you guys are new around here, we talk about the games, play the games, kind of best of both worlds. I like to do is kind of news videos where I like to inject a little bit of a discussion while talking about the news and whatnot. It's a lot of fun. So if you guys enjoy that kind of type of video, be sure to stick around for more. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the notification bell, all the good stuff, even though YouTube doesn't really send notifications. But hey, when it does, it does, and it doesn't, it doesn't. And if you do enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like. It helps the channel out and helps more people see the video and the content, all the good stuff. If you don't like it though, it's completely fine as well. All right, let's get into this. Okay, enough of the ramblings. We got a lot to talk about. So Call of Duty posted a brand new blog post, and they went through a bunch of stuff. There was a whole, I guess, investors call meeting, I believe it was, and there's a bunch of stuff. So they got priorities for Warzone in one section. They got addressing top community requests in another section. They got the future plans in another section. That's just in the blog post, but then we got like Twitter stuff going on as well and other kind of tidbits in there. So we're going to start with the blog itself. We're going to go break this, you know, bit by bit, chunk by chunk. So bear with me. It's going to be a little bit of a lot of stuff to dissect. So let's jump into the first thing, which is priorities for Warzone. Throw it up on screen and let's read it. So number one priority for our developers is quality of life, making changes that allow Warzone to be more accessible and less frustrating for our community. Examples of this include over 30 improvements coming at Season 2's launch. So improvements in all forms of movement. That's vehicle handling, parachutes deploying at a lower vertical height, you know, all that. Increased player mantle height. Everything. The gas mask animation no longer interrupting operators who aim down sights, and when inserting armor plates, it refills a full plate of armor before filling damaged ones. This is in addition to fixing the bugs and issues in Season 2. We are addressing several issues, including the following ones: performance and streaming issues, including buying station freezes, voice chat connectivity, distorted graphics, all that. Specific operator skins being invisible at certain distances, blockages to Modern Warfare multiplayer, which is tied to Warzone's launcher. They did say that Call of Duty teams across our studios monitor both public community sentiment and every aspect of day-to-day action happening in our game. All that helps us identify issues and address them, and that is on top of what is found in development as is fixed before it is released publicly. Ultimately, we want to focus on what makes Warzone enjoyable to our community, where gameplay comes first and new features aren't implemented at the cost of stability. Another priority is community communication. This debrief, our blogs, Raven Software patch notes, all that, the work of our dedicated social media team and community management teams are all part of keeping you, the player, informed of what is happening in Warzone, Vanguard, and other Call of Duty games. So that's what's going on with Warzone. A lot of stuff in there to dissect. Beyond that, regarding Warzone, the developers admitted it was embarrassing to launch the Caldera update in December and then have it broken for weeks. Season 2 update has many fixes for console performances, all that good stuff like we discussed. They also noted that Warzone was just intended to be an extension of Modern Warfare, but then it became popular, and so it integrated two games. They found themselves in a situation where they'd be caught up and putting a lot of energy to fix it. Game ended up bloated and hard to find what's causing bugs because of all of that as well. Interestingly enough, Infinity Ward's co-studio head Pat Kelly also said that what's coming this year will be disruptive in how ambitious the new content is, reports Charlie Intel. They basically straight up admitted that they screwed up with aspects of current Warzone and are working to fix how the games are. So there's a lot of good stuff that they're kind of focusing on in there as well. We'll talk a little bit more about their plans kind of, you know, with Call of Duty as a whole, but let's jump into the next section of the blog post before we kind of dig into the other stuff. So the next section, I'll throw it on the screen, is addressing top community requests. So in addition to performance improvements across all platforms, they've heard the community loud and clear on their other top requests for Warzone. So field of view sliders on console is one of them. Adding FOV on console in Warzone creates major performance impacts for old gen console players. Our goal is for Warzone to be a performant experience on all platforms, so we do not plan to implement an FOV slider on console at this time. Now that may not mean that of course in the future they won't implement it with the next iteration of Warzone as well, but for now not the case. So they also say that we also understand that we aren't directly speaking to every community request in official communications, but we are reaffirming our commitment to listening to these concerns and ensuring vigorous and beneficial internal discussions that the developers have had about them before solutions. So they said whenever possible, of course, are going to be implemented. Season 2 will be the next major step in continuously improving your game experience, and we continue to greatly value the feedback from our community. I'll go straight to the next one, which is going to be future plans, and we're going to talk a lot about this one specifically. Is you guys can see it on screen. They wanted to give a peek into what's in store on the horizon for 2022 Call of Duty, and so this is some of the news. So this year's Call of Duty is a sequel to Modern Warfare 2019. Obviously, it was pretty much confirmed, but not technically confirmed, but it is confirmed. It's going to be Modern Warfare 2, the reboot, obviously, not the remastered of the old game, although it's still hoped we would get that as well. Anyways, the new game and new Warzone experience are designed together from the ground up, so that's really, really interesting. So both are going to be redesigned. They're actually going to have a new engine, which you can see in a second here. They said expect a massive evolution of Battle Royale with an all-new play space and a new sandbox mode. There's a lot of huge changes coming to Battle Royale. And then they said a brand new engine powers both the new Call of Duty game release and Warzone. And then finally, development on both the new Call of Duty and Warzone experience is being led by Infinity Ward, which is pretty much obvious because it was their turn in the development cycle. So we got a lot of stuff to kind of pick apart in this specifically, and then we're going to get into even more stuff after that. So what's really interesting is the fact that Modern Warfare 2019 was a brand new engine, right? It was a brand new engine for Call of Duty, and it was the first time we've seen a brand new engine developed for a Call of Duty game since pretty much the start, since like the old Modern Warfare games, which is insane. They were using the same engine all of this time, and then they finally developed a new one. But what's interesting is that they're saying that they're developing another new engine for the new Call of Duty game and new Warzone. So obviously I'm assuming I don't know, it might be I guess somehow influenced by the current engine for Modern Warfare 2019, which is what also, Vanguard runs off of. But I don't really know beyond that, because the interesting thing is that they said both the new game and Warzone experience are designed together from the ground up. So it sounds like they just reset everything again. I don't know, I guess maybe like the engine they created for Modern Warfare 2019, it just wasn't hitting right. It wasn't really, what they wanted it to be. There was mixed reception with Modern Warfare 2019. People loved it and hated it. Then again, that's kind of the typical thing with Call of Duty in general. But that said, I think a new engine is good. As much as there was some great things about the engine in Modern Warfare 2019, I think that it could be like a lot better, personally, right? I think that it could be a lot more enjoyable. And I don't know. It's just really interesting to hear that they're kind of rebuilding everything. There's a new engine for both Warzone and a new Call of Duty. And we talked about rumors of the new Warzone previously, and the fact that the new Warzone might be just, on next-gen consoles like PS5 and Xbox Series X, Series S, and of course PC. And that's probably where the kind of whole FOV thing is coming in, where they're saying not at this time, because it sounds like FOV is not going to work right now because Warzone is still on last-gen consoles, PS4 and Xbox One. But if this new Warzone experience is not on PS4 and Xbox One, which is most likely going to happen, then it sounds like then we'll have FOV for this new Warzone experience. And again, whatever this new Warzone experience is going to be, it sounds pretty insane the way they're describing it, a massive evolution. So they're making some gigantic changes. Here's the thing, right? Here's the difference I feel about this whole thing, and this is why I was saying at the beginning of the intro that I feel like this is different, is because every other year, right, we got these updates, we're gonna make these changes, but this is the first time where I've really felt personally as a fan, as a player, that they've been more transparent and honest. Like, they're just straight up coming out like, yeah, we screwed up. You know what I mean? They're just being super honest about it. Again, I don't know if that's a Microsoft influence in there already, even though the acquisition has not yet been finalized between Microsoft and Activision. I don't know what the influence, like what the change is about, but I'm glad it's happening. And I think this is the thing, right? With Microsoft acquiring Activision, I think it's only going to get better from here. This is the thing. Call of Duty, there's a lot of people that fell off of Call of Duty years ago. There's some people that just been falling off, recently, right? In the kind of maybe last year or two or whatever. And I think that a lot of people, as the leadership gets better, as a whole, especially like I said, with this acquisition that's going to be happening next year, and just what we're seeing, the direction they're heading in, I think we're going to see more transparency. We're going to see more of these kind of honest again, it's just more honesty, more transparency from the devs, and a step in the right direction towards a better experience for Call of Duty fans, and that's probably going to bring a lot of old fans that quit a long time ago back, and it's probably going to make a lot of people in general have just a better experience with the game, because Call of Duty is great. I know people are maybe sick of it at this point, but part of the reason I think people are sick of it too is because there hasn't really been a lot of fan service. It hasn't felt like that. It's felt like it's just been very corporate, and I think a lot of that, like I said, is because of the way Activision has run things, and I think things are changing, and I think we're going to get a better experience in the future, and it's going to be, more catered towards the fans and less about, corporations and whatnot. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So we got a little bit more that Charlie Intel actually reported on as well. Like I said, they, Pat Kelly, studio head or co-studio head of Infinity Ward, mentioned how they basically straight up screwed up, and that this new iteration, what's coming, is going to be disruptive, because that's how ambitious the new content is. It's going to be that much of a massive change, so it's going to be very unexpected. They also hinted that they are working on a feature, according to Charlie Intel, set to allow players to set matchmaking parameters about how they matchmake against like platforms, inputs, etc., but no confirmed release period for that as of right now. Another thing that Pat Kelly actually stated was that when Black Ops Cold War was added to Warzone didn't feel like Modern Warfare anymore, but it also didn't feel like Black Ops either. The game just kind of existed. So they're working to ensure that the future of Warzone doesn't feel like that. And you know what? I'm glad that they're basically addressing that, because that's exactly how it felt for me. I started to completely lose interest in Warzone. At first, when it first came out, Warzone, I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. I wasn't a massive fan, and I kind of dabbled in it here and there. I played it, a good chunk at the very beginning, but I kind of lost interest, and I feel like maybe hopefully the experience that they're kind of going towards is just going to be better in and of itself as a standalone, and it's going to feel less bloated and just less of a mess, and just kind of a better experience for everybody, for the development side of things, right, and for the player side of things. So I guess just for a couple last final notes, again, Pat Kelly also said that he's extremely excited for this year's game, says there's a lot in it. He also teased some big updates with the new sandbox mode, but he also said, doesn't matter what I hype up, we will all be the real judge of it when it launches. So, as excited as he is, the ultimate thing is going to be like, well, how does it received? How does everybody really feel about it getting hands-on when this launches and whatnot? So, interesting thing as well for anybody wondering regarding, like boost jumps and jetpacks and, kind of like classic, at this point it's classic movement system that we had in Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare and Advanced Warfare. Pat Kelly actually said he has no interest in boots, jumps, and jetpacks, excuse me. So if you're wondering, then there you have it. It's kind of funny, right? It's one of those things where it's like when you're in it, everybody's complaining about it, and then when you're out of it, you kind of miss it. It's so dumb the way that works, right? I'll be honest, those games were actually a lot of fun in the moment. Black Ops 3 is one of my favorite Call of Duties of all time, because it was a lot of fun. Black Ops 3 was so good. I wouldn't personally mind a Black Ops 3 style kind of movement system again. In Infinite Warfare, I don't know what it was about that game. I guess maybe it was because it was set in space. People kind of, or at least a lot of it was set in space. It wasn't really, well received. It felt even more futuristic for that reason. But I don't know. I think the movement system is great. I never really had a complaint about it personally. I just wanted to go back to boots on the ground for a little bit. I wouldn't mind bouncing back and forth, every couple of years, where we have, boots on the ground for a year or two, and then maybe kind of more of that advanced movement system. But let me know in the comments. Did you guys enjoy that movement system? Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare. I thought it was a lot of fun, to be honest with you guys, but the community complains so hard that I don't know if we'll ever get to see it again, unfortunately, even if for those of us who actually enjoyed it. I enjoy both, so that's that. So the very last thing to say is that if you are still playing Call of Duty, a Vanguard ranked play beta is going to be going live in Vanguard on February 17th. It's going to feature 4v4 with CDL rule set, visible skill rating number, bonus rewards, 7 skill divisions, and it's going to be an elo system, in case you were wondering. So we'll end it with that. Ranked play is coming finally to Vanguard. Again, wasn't there at launch, but hey, it's better late than never, as they say. So that's pretty much it. This has been a super lengthy one. There's a lot to cover. Let me know what you guys think about all this Call of Duty news going on, and if again, if you enjoy this video, be sure to leave it a like so more people can see it. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. I can improve the content in the future. And let me know if you guys are you even playing Call of Duty anymore? And did you quit years ago? Did you quit recently? Are you still playing? Like, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on all of it. Are you intrigued by this kind of new direction where it feels like they're headed in the right kind of, I guess, the right direction, for lack of a better word? Let me know in the comments. I will see you guys very soon. Another one. Stay safe, stay well, and until then, game on.